There we go. Okay, this is going to be a test because my Streamlabs seems to have broken. So this is a test deck profile. We shall see how it goes. So it's Paleo Altergeist. A lot of people tell me it's a terrible plan, terrible deck to try to build, but here I am anyway. So let's get on with it as quick as possible to see if this works. So first you want to run your one multifaker because it's the only multifaker you can run and it's the heart of the deck. Next, Free Silk. It's a level 2 for the Paleo plays, and it's also one of the main ones that you... It's the main one you special summon off of Multifaker, so always want to have 3 of those. Next, you have free Mediseek, because it's your main way of searching Multifaker at the moment, so... Mediseek is a definite free, for that one reason. Then you have free Marionetta, because it's always good to set an Autogeist trap, like, say, Autogeist Protocol, or even Autogeist Manifestation. We'll get into those later. Next, we have one Autogeist Conquery because battle negation plus effect negation is good, but you don't want to always see it. It's always good to maybe search it off personal spoofing later on. So that's it for the monsters. Next, we go into the spells and traps. The one spell we run is 1 for 1. Reason being is it's a way of searching Mediseek, which means you've got another way of searching out your multi-faker, which is quite nice. The only problem is if you draw this with no monsters, it's kind of dead. So, it's sort of like a hit and miss. Next, we're going into the traps. We have Altergeist Manifestation. The reason that you're running 2 Manifestation is it's recyclable, and also it's always good to have a second one just in case they stop you from recycling your first Manifestation. And also, it means if you draw one, you can still search it, so it's not too bad. Next, you have your 2 Protocol. If you first draw it, brilliant. If you don't, it's searchable off of its name, so you don't really need the playset, but 2 is always good because obviously it can send itself. Plus, also, if they do manage to destroy one of your protocols, you still have the second one to go into, so always good. Next, we have the last of the Autogeist spell and traps. We have Personal Spoofing. You're running 3 of these because it's basically the best card in the entire deck. You can search out your multi-faker, you can search out your your conqueries, you can search out whatever you want with Personal Spoofing, plus it allows you to recycle a ton of cards, so it's probably the best card in the entire deck. You want to run 3 for definite. Next, we're going into the Paleozoic stuff. You want to run 3 Dynamiscus because it's the best Paleo card in the entire deck. Basically, discard 1, banish 1. You can't go wrong. So, yes, Paleo Dynamiscus at 3, definite. Next is Olenides at 3 because it's basically you get to destroy a spell or a trap. And again, remember, Paleozoic special summon themselves when a trap activates, so all the Autogeist traps I've already gone through, and all of these Paleo traps I'm going through now can special summon a Paleo from grave, so always good. So you get the pop one and special summon one. Next you have Canadia, which is basically the Book of Moon, but a trap version, and it's Paleo, so it's always good in that sense. Next you have 3 Morella. Reason being is it's basically just send any Paleo trap to the graveyard to be able to use so that you can special summon it later. It's just send a spell or a trap, but you mostly send in your Paleozoic traps. Next, I'm running 3 Pickia. The reason I'm running 3 Pickia is the sheer fact of you're constantly drawing Paleozoic traps, so activating this is a free multi-faker or a Paleozoic in the graveyard plus a draw 2, so it's Pot of Greed but with an additional good stuff for it. You only have to discard a Paleo card, which more than likely you have in hand. Next, we have 1 Elendonez, 1 Hallucigenia for the same reason of each. 1, they're good for just special summoning themselves from the grave, so they're usually the Morella targets. And also, they can do attack point, like move about, so it means that you can attack over monsters a lot easier. Next, you have your 1 Leon Collier, so you can bring back your multi-faker from banish if they manage to banish it, or one of your Paleozoics that just managed to banish itself off its own effect. And for the last 3 traps, you have Crackdown. The reason you're running 3 Crackdown is the sheer fact of basically it activates every other combo you want in the entire deck, plus you get to steal your opponent's monster. There's no reason not to run Crackdown, so you might as well run it at 3. So, that is the entire main deck. I've been going through this quite quickly to the point that it's only 4 minutes long so far. I'm quite proud of that. Next, we're going into the extra deck. You want to go with 2 Opendivia, or however the fuck you're supposed to pronounce these Paleo cards. Basically, you can use your Silk as a overlay target for it, because obviously it's a level 2. Also, the sheer fact of if it's got a trap on it, you can search Paleozoic trap, and while it's on the field, you can activate Paleozoic traps from your hand. So, always good to run, so you might as well have 2 so you can go into it a few times. Next, you're running 1 of this guy. Main reason being is it has 2/4 attack, and also I think it has other Paleo effects, like if a spell or trap leaves your spell and trap card zone, you can look at the top card of your deck. If it's a trap, add it to hand. If not, send it to grave. Not bad, because 90% of your deck is traps anyway. Next, we're going with Toad. Reason you're running Toad is the sheer fact, only run Toad, is the sheer fact of it's recyclable. So if Toad leaves the field, it goes back to your extra deck, and then you can carry on, go back into it at a later date. And it's a quick negate, and since all your Paleos are aquas on the field, you can tribute a Paleo on the field to activate Toad's effect. The only problem is you have to use 2 Paleos to bring out Toad, because obviously Silk isn't aqua or water, so it doesn't really work out that way. Next, we're running the 1 Link Rebo. That's how Metaseek searches out your multifaker, for the sheer fact of you link away Metaseek into Link Rebo. Metaseek's graveyard effect searches out your multifaker. That's the only reason I'm running it. Next, we have 2 Hexia, because it's the probably one of the best links in the entire deck for Altergeists, for the sheer fact of it's a negation, and it can have quite a lot of attack points. And the attack points is the only reason I'm running the Prime Banshee, because literally you put the Prime Banshee under the Hexia. Hexia now has like 3/6, so it's quite a good effect in that sense. But other than that, I wouldn't really run it. Next, you have the 1 Beat Cop, because it's a generic link 2, which means you can get cards off the field that you don't want. Like, say if your opponent gives you like a Ibly or something, you can go into your Beat Cop, quite nice. And also the sheer fact of it's a point down 2. You could use Mr. Boy, but as I said, it's better for the sheer fact of if they give you like a Nightmare Ibly. Next, you have the Proxy Dragon, again a generic 2, but also gives you 2 extra zones instead of like, so if you put it here, it's 2 extra monster zones instead of just the light, where it basically extends your plays. That's all you really need to know. Next, we're running Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn. 1 of each. 1 for a special summon monster pop, 1 for a spell or trap pop, and 1 is for getting rid of problem monsters. Can't complain. Next, you have Brawload for the exact same reason. Just get rid of problem monsters and get rid of 500 life points, 500 attack points. Not bad. Plus, the brawls are quite easy to go into. Talking of which, we go into Brawl Sword as our final, because it's an OTK that's really easy to go into in basically every deck. So you might as well, if you've got a Brawl Sword, run it in almost every deck, other than say Monarchs, because you don't really go into the extra deck. Right, I've been talking really fast, so hopefully you got all of that, because I was making sure I definitely have the memory on my phone, because I'm doing this via the camera instead of via the Streamlabs, because Streamlabs seems to be dead for me right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ta-ta for now.